What is up guys, Joe here, welcome back to my channel, and today we are back with the second section of the Tour de France here with the YouTube Pro Cycling team. So make sure you've gone back and watched the first part if you haven't already, because I'm about to put the results on screen. As you see right here, Patrick Konrad is in the yellow jersey after a very nice attack. It was on stage 3 where we escaped the GC group. Very select day very early in the race. And we do start today with some very good news. As you can see, Stefan de Bod and Tejay both hit their fitness peaks at the perfect time. So we'll cover 5 more stages in this episode. Let's take a look at them right here. We do start with what is described as a hilly stage, but we do have a 19-kilometer climb. It's just a long downhill to the finish. So I do think some sprinters will survive. Has the potential to be very selective though, of course. Stage 7 and the big mountains arrive. 255 kilometers this stage, and then 2 big climbs to finish the stage. And stage 8 only gets harder. 4,500 meters of climbing over 4 climbs, actually 5 categorized climbs. Really tough day with a downhill finish. We then move on to stage 9 for the only real chance today for the sprinters and of course Sebastian Milano, before finishing on stage 10. And it is a hilly stage, however some quite long hills. You can see 13 kilometers, and the final climb 7.5 kilometers, average of 6.5%. Definitely a very difficult stage again. Here we go then guys, the first stage of this episode getting underway. And I do think we'll go in the break with Sanchez. We may as well try and get a few more points in that competition. He's on a half decent day. But talking of decent days, if we take a look, Tejay van Garderen, a +5 day. This is the type of form I'm talking about. And so up the road today, we do have 12 riders. Edmondson, Grelier, Sanchez. I mean, you can see the full group right here. Hannanen again in this group. He was so strong on, I think, stage 2 of the race. So yeah, some pretty strong riders again in this break. So then about 2.5k to go to this first KOM sprint of the day. Not too steep on this occasion. Let's try and move past Diebol on the front with Sanchez. You can see it's about 3% to the line, maybe even flattening off a little bit. Up to 99 as we do start to have some attacks. Maybe I can follow one of these guys. I think we'll just try and sprint ourselves. We're in a decent position with Sanchez. We're gonna die just before the line. I think we've got 1 point, up to 20 points. Again, not the best sprint by me though. So Sanchez has collected quite a few green jersey points. He's in 7th in that competition, so doing very well actually. Let's try and take all 20 at this intermediate, up to 85. I'm not sure if they're going to sprint for it. Let's see, maybe we can just cruise across the line. I think we can actually. That's a surprise at this stage in the race, but they're going to give us the points up to 75 right now. So just 2k to go before this KOM. The final real action, I would say, before that final climb. Diebol trying to come past us. We're in a decent position though. We may as well just go 99, you know. It's not particularly steep again. I may follow Ben King briefly. Now try and sprint past him with Sanchez. Have we held enough reds? Can we take this on the line? Going to be close. But Stannard, I think the man who beat us on the first climb, beats us again right here. So we're just entering this climb right now. And as I expected, no chance for the break. Just 1.5 minutes. Sanchez looking pretty good though, so maybe if the pace is high enough and an attack is on, we can maybe bridge up to him. So 7k to go on this climb, and we do have guys dropping out of this group. Sanchez not looking too great though, so I'm not really willing to pace with him. We'll actually drop him to 60, and you can see the pace very high now in the peloton as well. So 4k to go, Milano about to go out the back. Sadly, I don't think he'll be able to participate in any kind of sprint despite a very strong day. About 100 riders in this group, and Sanchez about to get dropped, as you can see at the top of this climb. He just doesn't have it compared to some of the purer climbers at this race, it seems. So Sanchez just about going to beat the peloton over this climb, and we're going to wait right now for Konrad and Van Garderen. I think we'll keep de Bod and Voss just about over this climb. As you can already see, Caleb Ewan is still here, so I don't think we have much of a chance at the stage today. Okay then, 15k to go in the race after this climb. You can see Tony Martin on the front, not pacing particularly hard. we have Perixx and 3 riders from AG2R, and they're a minute behind Ben King and Rob Stannard, who look like they will compete for the stage here. And with regards to us, we really don't have a reason to work. I don't even mind losing the yellow jersey to any of these guys. You can see they're not anywhere near to Patrick Konrad anyway. But we still have the likes of Van Aert, Caleb Ewan is in this group somewhere, as well as Peter Sagan. So no point in trying to chase us down for the stage. Okay then, 6k to go. We're just coming to the front to make sure we stay in a good position. But 3k to go for the guys at the front. Stannard and King have a minute. Rob Stannard trying to attack Ben King. Not sure that's a good idea myself. Into the final kilometre. Ben King will come past Rob Stannard and he takes the stage win at the Tour de France. A great win, of course, for the American. We can just up this maybe to 85. Again, I'm just really trying to make sure we stay in a good position here. Milano, did he make it back on? Not quite. We can sprint with De Bod, sprint with Foss, and we will cross the line in the main group here. So a bit of a shame that Sanchez was dropped on that climb and he couldn't compete with the rest of the guys in that break. He seems to not quite have it in the mountains anymore. He's down to 71 mountain, but still, I thought he'd be okay to stay over, assuming the likes of Stannard and King managed to get over that climb. Okay then, we've had yellow for a fair few days now with Patrick Konrad. Could this be the day we lose that jersey? I hope not, but you can see 2 very tough climbs to end the stage today and 256 kilometers basically. So this is going to be very, very tricky indeed. All right then, 255 kilometers up ahead. And I do think we may as well try and go in the break again with Sanchez on a decent day. If he can't take any points, he's certainly an option to bridge up to, like I mentioned in yesterday's stage. And you can see back in this group, Konrad on a +3, but Tejay on a +5 yet again right here. So now that we're in this position, we obviously don't need to do any chasing in the peloton. And you can see 13 riders up the roads, similar names to the riders that have been in the break so far, along with Sanchez. Okay then, this breakaway have 11 minutes already on the peloton, about 70k into the stage. Obviously, such a long way to go, but looking good for this break right now. Okay then, we've just been sitting in with Sanchez, haven't really done any work today. We are now approaching this KOM sprint though. Let's try not to spend too much energy here. I'm especially looking out for Viella. Stannard as well looks very punchy, obviously with that 71 sprints. 2k to go right now to this climb. So here we go, Stannard opens things up and he's very, very quick as we can see. Struggling to hold his wheel. Can we come past him though into the final few meters? Sanchez versus Viella. Can we take any of these points? I think we're going to get seconds up to 22 points, just one more point right here. So we're just approaching this intermediate sprint. I'm not going to go for it in the peloton. Obviously, I don't think there'll really be any points available, but I will try and roll through with Sanchez. Will they let us take these points? Let's see, or will we have to sprint for them? No one going for it just yet into the final 800s. I think we can roll across the line right here. Maybe just about take these points. There you go, because we are 4th in that composition. So now moving up to 95 points. Okay then, Sanchez and the breakaway just coming into this penultimate climb on the day, and back in the peloton, it's Ineos on the front really starting to pump up the pace now. So Boasson-Hagen has just punctured coming into this climb, obviously not ideal timing. I think it's way too late to try and get him back up to the front right here. I'm trying to stay on or around 60 with these guys, proving very difficult with the pace set by Ineos though. So then 2.5k to go towards the top of this climb. I think I will try and use Sanchez Energy Gel, and I think we're going to get dropped right here, you know. You can see quite a few guys really struggling with this pace. I'll try and pace 85 to the line, but these guys trying to attack past us, as you can see. And back in the peloton, we're really struggling to stay with this tempo at our current efforts. Anyhow, but back up in the breakaway, Sanchez making a bit of a comeback. You can see one rider just ahead of us will slowly up this to 87. But I think we've gone a bit early. Actually, Ben King is still up the roads. So maybe we can get a top 5 here with Sanchez. Going to be difficult. Up to 99 to the line. Back to Sanchez right here. Can we come past any of these guys as we're getting blocked horribly? and we're just about going to take second place. Very nice result there in the end, actually. So it's Giulio Ciccone upping the pace over the top of this climb. That surely has to mean that Nibali or Mollema feeling very good today. Let's up these guys to 68 over the top. Make sure we stay to the front. Don't want to get caught in any splits behind, as the numbers in this group still coming down. Let's take position, and I think we're okay to rest up into the downhill. So at the front of the race, Serge Pauwels is trying to attack, and I do think one of these 5 riders are going to be able to challenge for the stage. So I think it would be unfair to drop Sanchez at this point with such a good chance at another victory in the Tour de France. But back in this group, trying to avoid any splits despite the bod getting some water. So we now have more attacks in this breakaway, but I'm going to try and pace myself with Sanchez. If these guys do catch up, we can obviously drop back, and I'm more than happy for that to happen. We'll see if Sanchez is strong enough to potentially take the stage win though. We need to up the pace now up to maybe 80 with these guys. Definitely need to stay at the front of this group right now. So 13k to go for the breakaway. I'm thinking about upping the pace, but you can see Trek Segafredo doing it again with Italian champion Giulio Ciccone on the front, and it's a really high pace right now. De Bod and Foss are going to struggle on this climb. I'm going to have to up these guys to 80 as well, just to stay with this tempo. So we now have a very big attack from Ben King, as you can see. Maybe I'll pull on 70 with Sanchez. I think we just about have the strength for that. Anyhow, we definitely need to move towards the front of this group because I'm expecting attacks anytime right now. So 5k to go in the stage, not looking good for Sanchez. I think Ben King is just about going to be strong enough. Let's come up to 80 with these guys, and you can see Foss and De Bod both about to go out the back. So this is a very difficult decision right now. Do I drop Sanchez? He's 2 minutes down, looking okay for energy, and I'm going to try and drop him. See if we can maybe attack up to him with these guys. And you can see Van Garderen feeling slightly better than Konrad as well. As we now have attacks in this group, let's not get blocked. That is pretty crucial. Let's go up to 90. I'm going to put Konrad's or Van Garderen on Konrad's wheel right here. We have Landa and Pinot attacking up the roads. So Sanchez has 3k to go up the roads. Hopefully we catch him in time before the end of the stage, because these guys struggling for energy a little bit right now. I'm going to try and stay on 75. Hopefully Landa and Pinot have gone slightly early. You can see I am protecting Van Garderen with Konrad. He is going to lose the yellow jersey today, and Van Garderen will move to our GC leader on this +5 day and fantastic form. Anyhow, Sanchez just up the road a few hundred meters ahead of us. So Ben King has just taken the stage with relative ease, and you can see Konrad really struggling. He's about to go out the back, and now we move to Luis Leon Sanchez's wheel with Tejay van Garderen. We're still in this pretty elite group right here with 1.5k to go, but really struggling for energy right now. As Pinot is done, Roglic is done, Van Garderen still going quite strong though into the final kilometre up the roads. Geraint Thomas trying a little attack, but Van Garderen is now done. But what a performance by this man today, finishing just behind Thomas and Pinot, as well as Tadej Pogačar. We do have Landa just behind us, and we beat Roglic, Kruijswijk, Bookman and Nibali. What a ride today by big Tejay van Garderen, and fair play to Konrad. He's given up his yellow jersey to help out Van Garderen here. But still, a very strong ride by the Austrian, just behind Alaphilippe and ahead of the likes of Martin Barguil and Enric Mas. Okay then, the GC battle absolutely explodes at this Tour de France. Ben King taking the stage with ease in the end from the breakaway. I think I could have run him fairly close with Sanchez, but I don't think we were strong enough to beat the American today. I should have probably dropped him back sooner to help TJ and Patrick Konrad, but the gap was so big to the peloton, it was a really difficult decision to make. But yeah, looking at the GC battle, Thomas looks the strongest, just ahead of Pinot and Pogačar, and then Van Garderen. What a ride today again, beating the likes of Landa, Roglic, Bookman, and Konrad's not too far behind to be fair. So taking a look at the new GC, Geraint Thomas goes back into the yellow jersey after holding it following stage 1. We have Pogačar in 2nd, Pinot 3rd, and Tejay van Garderen in 4th place, 28 seconds down. Konrad still in the top 10 and just over a minute down. And you can also see the likes of Froome struggling, Adam Yates really struggling, Emmerich Mas really struggling at this race. So I think we're doing pretty well with 2 options still in the top 10. And I'm really not sure if I should have used Konrad to protect Van Garderen, but it was clear to me that Van Garderen stronger on the day and seems to be in the better fitness at this race. We do lose the KOM jersey as well with Sanchez, now down to 3rd. And to be honest, I don't think he's strong enough to win this jersey. I'll still give it a go, I think. And he is also up to 3rd in that green jersey as well. And you can see, guys, the good news just keeps coming in. Milano, Foss, Eddie, the boss, Benji Toma, rhyming accidentally right there. But anyhow, they're all hitting their fitness peaks, so coming into form at the right time. And so the GC battle has just begun, and it's not going to stop right there, because stage 8, even more climbing today. I think that the climbs are a bit shorter, but certainly going to be very difficult. This final climb, average of 11.5% over 7k. That is going to be so tough. Hopefully Konrad and Tejay still in very good form. Right, so we get underway and you can see Konrad and Van Garderen both on +4 days. Very good. Yes, again, maybe I was a bit harsh on Konrad. Maybe I shouldn't have used him for protection. Anyhow, it's going to be difficult to keep both of these guys in a very good position. So at one point, we're going to have to focus on one of them, I do think. Anyhow, I do want to go in the break today, and I do think I'll try and get Milano in today's break. We'll see if we can take some sprint points at that green jersey intermediate sprints. We're not doing so well in that competition with him just yet. So hopefully we can pick some up right here. And I do think I want to get a climber up the road as well. Let's put Stefan de Bod again up the roads. You can see Sanchez a -1 day, not feeling good after quite a few days in the breakaway. Let's try and get the South African up the roads. All right then, so the biggest break of the race so far today, 19 riders up the roads, and definitely the strongest as well. If we take a look, we've got Ciccone, Thomas de Gent is here, Simon Clark, Mike Woods, Higita, all from EF. Very strong breakaway team for them. Ben King, Izagiri. Okay, then we're just approaching this intermediate sprint with de Bod and Milano. I think we'll up this to 80, but to be honest, I think they'll let us take these points pretty easily. Let's see if any of them go for this though. Let's just be careful coming into this short downhill. Doesn't seem like anyone's going to go for it, so I think we can just sprint briefly with Milano up to 85 across the line, take it just ahead of Ciccone. Very nicely done, increasing our total a little bit in this competition. So what a job by Milano on this climb. He is now done, and we now do have attacks for these KOM points, and of course 20 points available right here, so very important, as we do have a little gap form right here. I'm on a very good wheel on Giulio Ciccone with de Bod. You can see it's getting a little steeper, I do believe, into the final kilometre. Can we come past these guys? Maybe follow Hindley briefly. Now attack past him into the final few hundred metres. De Bod's looking pretty good on this climb right now. Hopefully we don't get boxed in. And I think we ended 5th after being very close to taking all of those points. Anyhow, you can see we're 9th in that competition. So I'm trying to move to the front with de Bod. There aren't many points available here, so really not too worried about these points. Anyhow, let's just try and make sure we stay in this group at least. Hindley leads things out, and we're in a very good position as we approach the top of this climb. Pretty steep to the line though, so let's leave it quite late if we can. We're burning a lot of energy right now though. Into the final 600 meters, can we try and come through right now? But we're going to die before the line with regards to our reds. Ciccone takes it, and we get 2nd place with de Bod. Okay then, the pace is now exploding in the peloton. You can see it's FDJ on the front. We need to make sure Konrad and of course Van Garderen don't get dropped out of this group right now. So you can see strong riders, the likes of Leonard Kamna, getting dropped very quickly on this climb, and just 75 are left in the peloton, and we're right at the back of this group. I'll try and move up on 75, but we're going to have to increase this to even 78 with Van Garderen and Konrad. De Bod now just 2 minutes up the road. So I did drop de Bod back to help out Van Garderen and Konrad in this group. I'm trying to just go 50 and keep these guys here over this climb, as just 46 riders now in the peloton, 2.5 minutes up to the guys still at the front. So you can see the pace still very high as we come to the top of this climb. We have now lost Tobias Foss, sadly. Hopefully he can make it back on. It doesn't look like it though. With this pace, we've got Arua at the back, then King, Mohoric as well. Van Garderen just clinging on at the back. And we're going to have about 36 riders here over the top. So we have definitely lost Foss for the rest of the stage. Even the likes of Agita have been dropped from that early breakaway, and just 34 in the peloton as we come into this flat section before the final climb. The pace still very high as the bod has been dropped. Right, let's make these guys do the work. I think Dan Martin wants to get back in a little bit more, and he should bring us back in pretty fine. If we take a look at the front of the race, it's Ciccone and Hindley, the only guys left from the breakaway. Yep, that is it. The Bods, Martins against, and Marc Soler all out the back right now. And we do lose a domestique, but I think it's more valuable for these guys to go out the back for the other teams. We can sit in on 60 with these guys, make sure we're staying to the front and get ready for that final climb. And so looking at Van Garderen and Konrad, you can see, despite them both having +4 days, Van Garderen does have more yellow again than Konrad's. And I think that's our decision made. Konrad's is going to try and protect Van Garderen again, I would say. So the pace does now increase as we are about to enter this final climb. I think it's going to be pretty important to stay right at the front of this group. The Bods is going to be done as we enter this climb. That is fine though. We're going to move over and Konrad is going to protect Van Garderen at this point, I think. Let's put Van Garderen up to 70 as we enter this climb. Oh my, look at how steep this is. This is actually insane. And we need to make sure we're in a very good position at all times. 7k to go on this climb right here. So you can see the guys that are struggling immediately going out the back. Pino getting dropped briefly. He's going to have to make a big push to get back in right here. And that is the disadvantage of not staying in position as Emmanuel Bookman trying it on this climb. Let's come up to 85. Try and move to the left hand side. Get some clear roads ahead of us. And you can see Bookman has a little bit of daylight on this group right now. So Bookman has 45 seconds right now on this group as Chris Froome comes to the front for the yellow jersey. It would be ideal if we can keep both of these guys here over the top of this climb, but Van Garderen looking pretty good. So is Konrad, to be fair, on this climb. We're trying to get some space on this road. It's so difficult though, even though it's not too narrow on this occasion. You can see Soler is struggling. Madouar, Yates is now gone. 3k still to go on this climb right here. So this is so hard right now. I'm pacing 84. We're going out the back. Richie Port is done. Chris Froome is now done. And they are going to just about catch Emmanuel Bookman up the roads. As you can see behind us, Mollema is now done. And there you go. Bookman is now caught. 2k to go in this climb. Let's pace on 70. I think we can do that with Van Garderen. But Thibaut Pinot now counters Emmanuel Bookman, and that is a big move for the Frenchman. Let's try and stay on 80, and we're looking pretty good with Van Garderen. Konrad, though, about to go out the back, I do believe. As Roglic is struggling, Barguil is struggling, Kruijswijk, Schachmann, Alaphilippe all out the back. Right, let's try and push this with Van Garderen. We're overtaking Geraint Thomas, are we? Surely not. Van Garderen so strong yet again today as Konrad is now done. Let's try and bridge this gap, not try and carry Thomas with us, but can we catch these guys at the front? We've just about dropped Geraint Thomas. Come on, let's stay in this group now, TJ. Come on, mate. We're fourth over that climb with Pino, Bookman and Pogacar. Let's pace with these guys into this downhill. I'm more than happy to do that. Geraint Thomas, the yellow jersey, is behind right now. So it's pretty much downhill to the line. I think we can pace pretty hard with TJ, but you can see 10 seconds to Geraint Thomas. He is about to come back in right here, but 5 riders at the front. Landa is gone. Nibali, De Plus, Barguil, Roglic is gone out the back of this group. Oh my, what a chance this is for Van Garderen at this Tour de France. Oh my words, Geraint Thomas is down. Emmanuel Bookman is down. Oh my word, I don't believe it. I can't believe what I've just seen. They've literally just gone down on that downhill section. Let's sit in, follow Pogacar. Are they back up? I don't even know where they are. Oh my word, I'm going to have to check this at the end of the stage because 2k to go for Tejay van Garderen. It does flatten out. Let's maybe sprint right now into the final 1.5k. Try and go early. Tejay, Thibaut, or Pogacar going for the line. Tadej Pogacar takes the stage win at the Tour de France. We get second, just ahead of Pinot, and behind us you can see it's Landa just behind. Konrad finishing strongly in this group. He's going to be in that group with Roglic on the road and Nibali. Kruijswijk further behind. Alaphilippe. There is Bookman, who does get back up, but I can't see Geraint Thomas anywhere on the roads. Oh my, has Geraint Thomas literally had to withdraw from the race? I'm going to have to check this right now. But I do think Geraint Thomas has suffered a bad fall, and Geraint Thomas in the yellow jersey is going to leave the race. Oh my word. I'm still in shock. I'm still in big shock, but Pogacar takes the stage in a group with Van Garderen and Pinot. Landa somehow gets the same time. That is a bit of a joke, but over a minute back to everyone else. Anyhow, Thomas no longer in yellow, obviously, and the Slovenian Tadej Pogacar goes into yellow. Tejay into third right now. I am in a state of utter shock right now. Geraint Thomas is going to have to leave the race along with these guys who finished out of time. Bookman was in that group with us. He finishes 1:30 down with Schachmann, Alaphilippe and Kruijswijk. This is crazy. Konrad in 8th in a very strong group, it must be said, despite giving himself up for Van Garderen. And Tejay van Garderen here with Pogacar and Pinot. If we look at the top 4, we have Tadej Pogacar obviously, Pinot, Van Garderen and Landa. Pogacar developing into a very good time trialist, as you see in this save. But I do think Tejay still the strongest man on the time trial bike. And I think we have 70k of time trialing still in this race. It's looking better and better as the stages go by for Tejay van Garderen, you know. Konrad stays in the top 10. He's looking very good. And if he can stay within a few minutes, he's definitely an option still in the GC battle. So we're trying to keep him here, despite trying to focus on Tejay at this stage. And that point I made about Konrad's only reiterated here because he has just hit his fitness peak as well. Basically, our entire team, bar Sanchez, are now in their fitness peaks. Our boys are in insane form at this race. So you probably did just see that we do now have dossiers available, and we do need to choose who we want to bring to the team. And I did ask you guys a few episodes back who you think we should bring to the squads. And you guys mentioned a lot of young riders, the likes of Leknesson, for example. He's not here just yet because he's not in a World Tour team, I don't think. But we should still have the opportunity to sign some of those guys. So there's a lot of excitement about Max Schachmann, it would seem, understandably so. You can see he's already at 100% interest and he's 9 points, so we don't really need to add him, I would say. There's also a lot of love going to the 2 Belgians from Quickstep, Remco. Sadly, his contract is until 2021, and this fella, who I know a bit less about to be fair, his contract also until 2021, so sadly unable to sign those guys. One man who did come up and got a few upvotes is Michael Valgren, and you can see obviously he's a very good rider, a Dane as well. He's already got a little interest, so I think he's a good idea at 3 points. Let's open a dossier with him. And we've got a few nice options right here. You can see the riders already on the dossiers, but I do think we do need some more climbing talent at the team. And we've got 2 French options right here, Guillaume Martin and Warren Barguil. And I do think as Guillaume Martin already has a bit more interest in the team, we'll also open a dossier with him. So we've added Valgren and Martin today. These are the riders currently on the dossier list. Obviously, we're not able to sign them all, but certainly we'll have a good chance at some of these guys. Okay, then we take a break from the GC battle, go to a sprint stage, 196 kilometers. Not too much action despite quite a few short hills. I can't really see anything else other than a mass sprint today. Okay, so look at our race day conditions. Unreal form from our guys today. And I do think it may be worth trying something in the break. I do want to give Boasson-Hagen a chance at this race. Higuita trying something off the front. Let's follow him with Boasson-Hagen, see if we can form a breakaway right here. So Boasson-Hagen looks like he will be able to get in the breakaway with these guys. We've got Higuita, Pibernik, Ian Stannard, and Wizenowski. I think that's how you say it anyway. We've got Naesen, Gardek trying to join us. And I have noticed 41 km/h crosswinds. This is going to be a very, very difficult stage indeed. As we approach this intermediate sprint, you can see just over 3 minutes to the peloton. We still have Naesen and Gardek between these two groups. The pace hasn't been particularly high so far, but I'm expecting it to really increase in this group, you know. So you can see, guys, Eddie is 2 minutes ahead in that breakaway. I can't really see it going to the line, but what I can see are 40 km/h wins. And this is the moment I want to try and force the pace and maybe create some splits in this peloton. Let's see if we can do it. Here we go then, 42 riders coming off that hill in this group. We do have a split right now, and these guys working very hard. I put them on 95. We've got Sanchez, Thomas, Sanchez, Thomas and Debod on the front right now. We're going to have to use up Foss as well, I do believe. Try and stay on 90, boys, if you can. This is going to be really tough, but you can see just 20 riders in the group behind. They're coming back on, it would seem. Let's try and keep this going over the top right now. And this is working, an absolute dream. Sanchez and Debod are now done. I'm going to drop them literally to the next group if we can. And you can see it is a sizable gap as well. Right, I'm dropping EBH as well. You can probably notice 20 riders in this front group. Can we hold this gap to the line? I'm going to pace maybe 90 or 88. Let's try 88 with these guys. We'll take position with Van Garderen. You can see 34 seconds at the moment. So caught behind, we have Laurens de Plus, Ballerini, Cavagna in this group. We've got Kruijswijk, Mikkel Landa in this group, Nibali as well. So we're catching some very good riders behind. Ciccone even further behind in this group. Mollema is in this group. I mean, I can't read everyone out, but Peter Sagan is here, Alaphilippe, Chris Froome. So this is working much better than expected even. EBH is going to have to up the pace. He's feeling very good on the front. Hopefully he can hold this a bit longer. So I tried pushing it again on that section. EBH pretty much done, but we now again have 26 riders on the front. And you know what? I'm just going to relay maybe 84 with everyone in this group. We need our guys to pull together and try and keep these guys behind. Mollema de Plus behind again. Can we keep this gap into the downhill? Gonna be difficult. Up our guys to maybe 90. I really don't want to work with Van Garderen, but I really want to keep these guys behind as well. So I do think the main guys out the back in the GC are here. We have Chris Froome, Mollema and Adam Yates. More gaps being created. Kruijswijk is behind, Nibali is behind. And we're pacing with Konrad, Van Garderen and Milano. Very tired right now, but you can see 19 riders in the group at the front. What a stage this is. Nibali, Landa, Alaphilippe all behind right now. Can we keep it that way? I don't think so. I think they're going to come back on into the final 6K of the race. But what an effort it has been from our boys today. So we can do nothing else but keep the tempo very high into the final right now. You can see 5K to go. Come on, Konrad. Let's just go up to 85. We have 24 riders in the front. You can see the plus is gone. Everyone else in this group is now gone. Hopefully the time cap does count. Let's try and up this to 99 with Konrad. Maybe follow some of these guys. Jakobsen completely gone. Jakobsen is gone. We'll sprint with Milano, try and catch him. But I think Jakobsen could well take the stage today. Milano trying to come late. Jakobsen celebrates too early. It's between Milano, but Caleb Ewan takes it ahead of Milano. But look at this. We have 15 guys in this group in the end. Landa getting drops. I think he'll stay in the same time. But look at these guys scattered across the roads. Let's see what the time gaps look like. So close today to a wonderful stage victory. Jakobsen went way too early, I think, on Alaphilippe's wheel. Ewan and Milano came late, the only real sprinters left in that group. Sagan didn't quite have it, and Milano agonisingly close to his first stage at the Tour. But anyhow, you can see the guys that finished in the front. If we scroll down, I do think some of these guys should have been gapped, but you can see 37th and down lose 1 minute and 56. So we have Barguil, Mollema, Chris Froome, Adam Yates all in this group. And so to be fair, not any great changes in the GC. We stay in 3rd and 9th with Konrad and Tejay. Okay then, one more stage in today's episode and 221 kilometers, another very long one indeed. And again, we need to be ready for a GC battle today because you can see plenty of climbing, especially in the final third of the race. Seriously, what is happening at this race? Konrad and Tejay both on a +5 day, the bod as well. Honestly, I don't think I've ever had a team as in form as this right now. This feels so good. And so I was toying with the idea of keeping everyone in the peloton today, but the bod on a +5, I've got to give him a chance in the break, but I don't want to hold back if the opportunity comes to pace because we have someone in this group. If anything, we'll try and bridge up to him and try and use him as kind of a stepping stone for one of our leaders. Okay then, 67k are all that remain in this stage. We're just approaching this intermediate sprint and the climbing about to begin. Our guys looking very good indeed. And just 2.5 minutes to that breakaway, the peloton want this stage. So we're now on this main climb on the day, 13 kilometers as you see, average of just over 5% as well. Pretty difficult so far, but not super high, the pace. You can see it's quick step on the front. Of course, that'll be for Alaphilippe. I think the bod and the break about to be caught as well. Right, so this is the perfect moment to drop the bods. As you see, Thomas and EBH really struggling now. I think the bod can protect Konrad. EBH is now done. Thomas pretty much done as well, as we're blocked off slightly there. Not ideal. Van Garderen getting blocked still. Let's try and get past this FDJ man. It's Rudy Millard blocking us very frustratingly. But 77 riders in this group coming down all the time, and it's such a grueling climb. Guys just going out the back every second it seems. Okay then, look at this, guys, literally scattered all across the road right now. Still going out the back, 67 in this peloton, about to be much less as we come towards the top of this climb, and just 50 seconds to Valgren, the final rider remaining in that break. Youngles pacing very hard on the front. We'll come to 75 just to make sure we stay here. Down to 55 riders as Stannard out the back. We've got King out the back. Millard really struggling, as well as a bunch of other guys. So quick update as we come downhill into the final 2 climbs on the day. I think it's all going to be about that final climb though. We have Woods and Valgren out front. Woods just re-attacked. 41 guys in the peloton. We have 4 of them as well. So looking pretty good, it must be said. So 14k to go. Mike Woods still out front. I'm trying to grab some water with the bods. And I think I'm going to go for a little train into this final climb. I think positioning is going to be so crucial. So De Bod, come on mate. Stefan De Bod fools, can you believe it? Kruijswijk, Valgren, Lutsenko, Postelberger in this group. Schachman's here as well. We don't have time to focus on that. We won't be getting our water from De Bod, but some big guys going down right there. Okay, so De Bod can just go auto. Foss up to 85 right now into the final 8k. We're looking pretty good for energy, it must be said. I'm actually going to do it this way around instead. Tejay can now go up to 75. 34 riders now in this group. Again, expecting the pace to be super high on this climb. You can see Youngle's pretty much done. Foss keeping the pace going though. Konrad, try and stay with Van Garderen. That's going to be pretty crucial, and it's only going to get steeper right now. Here we go then, Alaphilippe on the attack as you can see, and no one able to stay with him right now. Would quite like to join one of these groups with Konrad. Anyhow, I think we're going to have to pace up like this. Van Garderen has enough yellow. He can try and drag Konrad to the line, try and pay him back for his work for Tejay so far this race. But Julian Alaphilippe looking very strong, it must be said. Riding away from these guys with ease. Plenty of guys struggling on this climb. No surprise there, as you can see Pogačar moving up in yellow into the final 2.5k of the stage. It's a tough finish. I think both our guys have the yellow though. Hopefully we can catch Alaphilippe coming into the final right here. 2k to go. Costa is done for Pogačar, and we now have just 22 in this group. But Julian Alaphilippe looks unstoppable right now. up to 95 with Tejay. I think we can try a little attack with Konrad right now. Can Konrad catch Alaphilippe? I don't think so. Konrad, I think, will have to settle for second at best because Julian Alaphilippe wins the stage. Konrad, I think, will get second just ahead of Pogačar. Unlucky today, the Austrian, just missing out on his second stage win of the race. Pogačar, though, so strong in yellow. You can see 16 riders in the end in the front group. So Julian Alaphilippe takes 16 seconds on the rest of the guys, and I believe his first stage of this Tour de France. A small group there in the ends, and obviously Kruijswijk losing time today. Alaphilippe still down in 16th in the GC, nowhere at this Tour de France. Kruijswijk, Schachmann, all losing time today. Lutsenko as well. And you can see the top 8, 2.5 minutes apart really. And we have Konrad in 7th and Tejay in 3rd place right now. So let's take a very quick look at the stages coming up in the next one. We do have a flat one, potential for crosswinds I expect there though. And then we have Mont Ventoux, stage 12. That'll be a massive one in the GC of course. And then stage 13 and 39 kilometers of time trialing. Perfect for Tejay. Could that be the day we see Tejay in yellow? What a moment that could be. Oh, I dare not even dream about it. Anyhow, stage 14 and the Murderhoy, that is of course present on La Flèche. A very long stage, very difficult stage, stage 14. And then we'll finish with another flat one on stage 15. So guys, I really hope you're enjoying this race so far. We're in a pretty good position. Obviously we started the day in yellow, but Konrad was only about 20 seconds clear of a bunch of guys. Now I think we're in a stronger position with Tejay and Patrick still both as options in the GC, despite Konrad dropping a few minutes today. Maybe we can try a little attack with him, assuming he can stay there. But Tejay, probably the strongest time trialist out of the top 4 guys. So really, really hopeful for the remaining stages in this race. Anyhow, drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed today. Tell me what you thought in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.